So I bought the Blackvue DR650. I installed it yesterday. Okay, this is it installed. Not going to bother doing a boxing. It's sort of boring. Everywhere else has done it. I planned on only installing it temporarily because I thought it was going to be difficult. But as you can see, it wasn't very neat with the wires up here. But the rest of the car, pretty much, wires are hidden, except for right there in that door panel. I don't mind that. I have it sort of tucked away under the sort of liner, going all the way back, and that's the power cable. Okay, I do have the Blackvue. Power Magic that I'm going to install. So I ran the power on the right side of the car, as opposed to putting the two wires on the right side, because my panel, quite frankly, right here is kind of small, and then one wire barely would fit. I wasn't going to try to put two wires down there. So I ran the second cable for the video from the rear camera across this little piece right here, tucked it up under, and again you can see on this side, it still sticks out a little bit. Again, acceptable. Ran it around the headliner to the back of the car. Okay, and that panel right there with the seat belts coming out, there was so much wire left. It was like 10 feet of wire left. I basically just took it and snaked it and just shoved it down there until I had just the right amount to hook up the rear camera. Okay, and as you can see, no wires, so it wasn't that difficult. I did this job in 45 minutes. I thought it was going to take, I thought I needed to go to a professional to have it done. Alright, I installed it in less than 45 minutes. Camera was mounted, did the software, changed the settings, and I rolled out of this parking lot yesterday in 40 minutes with the camera installed rear and back. The only thing I'm a little reluctant to do is the Power Magic. Now this is a 2010 Mercedes-Benz. I didn't see any videos on doing the Benz, even though I do think there's a video on doing the hard wiring of the Benz because the fuse box is in the back, which is good. But I didn't see too many people doing any installs on Benzes, so I decided to make this for anybody that has a Benz that wants to install it. I do have some videos that show the video quality both at night and in the daytime. I haven't adjusted it. You can make adjustments, but I just did it raw, just put it in and went. So I have to adjust some brightness and resolution at times. But anyway, going around to the back of the car, as you can see, here it is stuck in the middle. The video cable is on that side. Now the way Blackvue looks in the manual, the part that holds it is on the other side, and if you put it on the other side and turn the camera so that it faces outward, the image is upside down, because I didn't know which way to go. Okay, so I decided to ignore the instructions that were in there, because it had that holder on the other side. When you put it on the other side and you turn the camera, the video image is upside down, so don't do that. So I checked it before I mounted the camera, but as you can see, it fits rather neatly there, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Okay, see a little bit of wire there. Again, perfectly acceptable to me, considering I did this job without having to pay somebody $75 to do it. Some people ask me, well, can you use it as a rear camera? Oh, let me mention one other thing. I'm going to mount the Power Magic in the trunk. So what I did was, temporarily, I didn't want the wires in the front of the car, so I do have a 12-volt port in the back. Hardly anybody rides in the back of my car. If anything, I'm with my girlfriend. She's in the front seat, I'm in the driver's seat, but pretty much I don't haul people around in this car, kids or nobody else. So I decided to use my rear panel, a rear jack, only because it was out of sight and I didn't want any wires in the front of the car. Alright, so I just ran it down this little well here. When I got to the bottom, I let it come out and I put it under my WeatherTech liner, right to the video, and it's sort of inconspicuous back there. So I like that. One thing I do like about the camera, it is kind of inconspicuous. I mean, you can see it, but you got to be looking. Most people are not paying attention to that. Okay, here's the camera, you can see it, and the lens is pointed in the middle. Okay, come around to this side of the car. When you're driving, you don't see the camera at all from the driving position. Okay, not at all. You can see it from this view a bit. At night it's even more difficult to see because the car is dark. Okay, but that's what it looks like installed in the center of the console. I didn't want to put it on that black stuff. I didn't know what it was, what it did, but I didn't want to put it on there because I didn't want to have to scrape it off eventually and maybe scrape something that was important. So I didn't put it on there. But that's it. Somebody asked me, can you use it as a backup camera? And I'm like, I don't really see the need for backup cameras. I mean, I think it's sort of a lazy device rather than using, you know, what God gave you. I told the guy, I said, every one of my cars I've ever had, and I've owned many, have all had a backup camera. And it's called a neck. Okay, it's called turn around and look behind you, okay, to see where you're going. That's the backup camera. So no, this isn't a backup camera. I don't think it can be used as a backup camera. I wouldn't recommend it being used as a backup camera. You can play the video live in your car because it's got Wi-Fi. So you can take out your iPhone or Android phone, push the live button, and see what's going on live. But you know, that's maybe if somebody else is the passenger doing that. I wouldn't do that when I was driving. Okay. Software that comes with it works very well. You don't even have to install it. Well, I installed it on my home PC. My girlfriend's PC, I just put the SD card in there. It came with a 16 gigabyte SD card, and it has a software on it, and bam, it just opened. So, wasn't even an install or anything. It just opened, which was good. So you can take that SD card, put it in any computer, and it'll put the software on it for you, so you can view it on your PC. I've uploaded a couple of videos already. First time I ever uploaded a video. Okay, so I decided to do it with this one, just in case somebody who owns a Benz wants to like install a Blackvue in their car. All right, that's it. Look at my other videos. They have the daytime driving samples and the nighttime driving samples. They're pretty good. I like it. I got this for safety as well as because I live in Rhode Island, which has unfortunately the worst drivers in the country, I think. I'm from New York. I was a cab driver in New York. I drove livery cab, gypsy cab, yellow cab, checker cab for years. So, you know, I love driving in New York because I know what everybody's going to do. But up here in Rhode Island, you don't know what anyone's going to do. They don't use the turn signals. They don't stop at stop signs. They don't do all kinds of stuff. And there's a theory that if every Rhode Islander had to take their road test all over again, 3 out of 5 would fail. Now, 3 out of 5 failing road tests, people who are on the road. That's crazy. So I bought this camera to catch some of these idiots, okay? And there are some idiots. So fortunately, since I've installed it, which was only yesterday, I haven't really driven that much. I haven't come across any idiots, but I'm sure my drive to work and where I normally go, I'm going to catch a bunch of idiots, and that's what my future videos will be about, catching Rhode Island idiot drivers, catching them, okay, especially the ones that tailgate you, the ones that cut you off, don't use their signals, that poke a lane, that cruise in a lane without passing anybody. This is normal driving for Rhode Island, guys, okay, and I needed proof that these